It's Sofia Franklyn. You are listening to Sofia with an F, and the F is for phenomenal. This episode is brought to you by David's Bridal. From bridal and bridesmaids to wedding guest and prom looks, David's Bridal is here for it all. Book your free appointment, stop by in-store, or shop online at davidsbridal.com. I feel like I was shot out of a cannon, guys. Welcome to Sofia with an F. I'm wearing huge sunglasses, no makeup. I put on a lip. I put a little bit of hair oil in the ends of my bangs, or like the layers around my face, because I think I caused permanent damage by using the broil setting on my curling iron. I think they're permanently. I might just have to like snip off the bottoms. That'll be something fun for Soph and I to do after this. I am going to an appointment right after this to get Botox, and I'm going to try the lip flip again. But I literally got home 2.5 minutes ago, sat on the couch and pressed record. I had an appointment with the Spanish consulate. And if you guys have been listening, you know that I have been trying to get my Spanish citizenship through my dad, who was born in Spain. So if you have gone down the visa, green card, citizenship, anything, or know someone who has, your consulate appointment is very important, but might be the most important appointment that you have during the whole thing. And my appointment was at 9:50 a.m. I woke up at 9:08, and I had to get my ass all the way to Midtown. So I got there 15 minutes late because it's Midtown, which was really scary and really not good. I called Soph and I was like, okay, we need to get a copy of my passport and my driver's license printed, and I might have to like run out of the appointment and get it. And Soph literally was like, we for sure have copies of your passport and your driver's license in that folder. And I looked and I was like, oh my God, they're here. Perfect. Can't wait to go to this appointment. They make you check in your phone first thing before you even go through the metal detector. And I was there for like a good solid 2 hours without my phone and without anything to do except look at the forms or sit there. So that was a really interesting experience. It was also, I woke up and was in an Uber 3.5 minutes later with my little black folder with my documents. And then I came in here, I had one bite, and I sat down, and now I'm recording. So yeah, I feel like I was shot out of a cannon, but I'm very excited to get Botox. So this is where I'm at with the beauty treatments for the wedding. I also need to pick a wedding dress. I also went and tried on dresses with my mom because she was in town and she just left this morning. And it's like I'm going up and schlepping to Midtown every single day this week. But the girl helping me, their stylist, said, okay, so if your wedding is in August in Italy, when are you going to be leaving New York? And my mom just threw out a random date, and she was like, July. And I looked at her and I was like, Mom, I'm going to go there for a full month before the wedding. And she was like, well, yeah, or like at least a few weeks. When I told the wedding dress stylist that I would need the dress tailored, tweaked, fitted, customized to my body and ready to go by July, she looked at me and was just like, so I needed to know what dress you're wearing yesterday, and it's doable, but if you don't basically tell me, you have like midnight. I felt like Cinderella. Like you will turn into a pumpkin and you will lose all of your magical powers. I don't think that's how Cinderella worked. I don't think she had magical powers, but I know there's a thing that turns into a pumpkin. She doesn't turn into a pumpkin. I still don't know what dress I want. I have come to terms with the fact that, oh my God, I loved this lingo the stylist used. She said, well, you're really picking a wedding wardrobe, not a wedding dress. And she said, once you have the one dress, you can start putting the pieces of the puzzles together. And I think I know the dress I want to wear to either the welcome dinner or the reception. I knew going into it that I look better in an off-white kind of ivory with nude undertones. We decided I'm going white. I'm going stark white, and my face will have so much makeup on it and I want it to be white, you know? Like it's a day that I want the stark white contrast. Beauty treatments. I'm going to get Botox. I'm going to try the lip flip again, but you guys, I swear, I think maybe it was so subtle, and I already have not a huge, I have like not plump. I have lips. Like I don't have a thin lip. I have a full lip. Obviously the top one is like thinner, but I do think it still made me feel just like a tiny bit prettier, like natural with no makeup. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try the lip flip again. I'm very excited to see where she decides to put Botox, like obviously the forehead, but I think that I had put Botox around my crow's feet last time, and I think it just like did something to my face that I didn't love, but I don't know. And then I guess in like 2 weeks, I'll be back to get my second round of PRF microneedling. And then when I'm about 3 months away from the wedding, she wants to reassess, and we're going to decide if I need to take some more drastic measures. And the drastic measures would be either Sculptra or droplet filler, which is, I have talked so much on filler and like I would never do it. And I think it's bad and you can't ever really get rid of it if you hate it. And then the skin that you do inject the filler in, once you remove the filler, can like be saggy. And I still believe all of that. And I still am very, very hesitant to get it. But I did a lot more research, and I just like the name droplet filler. Like that makes me feel safe. Does that change the fact that you're putting filler into your face? A little bit, because what I read is droplet filler, should shit go awry and the injector does not inject it perfectly, then it's such a little amount that it won't necessarily like deform your face or leave you with like the puffy cheeks or whatever all the issues are that come with filler. They also will take the filler ingredient and kind of water it down with some other solution so that it's like less intense. And then I think that I don't know if I would have it injected into my under eye or right under the orbital bone so that it could support my under eye. I don't know. There's filler, there's droplet filler. The other day I saw this New York influencer, We Were What, and it looked like she had literally cut out her under eye. And I went and looked at the doctor. I have no idea what procedure she had done, by the way, but I went and looked at the doctor's Instagram page, and I think he was talking about like nano filler and micro filler, which if we go back to like what the Latin part of the word means. Micro, nano, and droplet, I'm assuming they're all kind of the same thing or a very similar version to one another. But it made me feel a little bit better to see like an influencer. And there was actually another influencer who got it done who's a friend of mine. I should just text him. He also got some kind of filler by the same doctor in his under eye. So I might end up doing that, which is scary and crazy. And if I can get my together and drink water, sleep, sunscreen, nicotine, Adderall, get those things like on a way lesser amount. Well, the water, the sleep need to go way up. The Adderall, I've been taking like 1/4 what I usually do, you guys. You know, this is like an ongoing saga with me. And my spironolactone dose has been golden. My Adderall dose, I'm taking like 1/4 of what I used to. And I've been eating basically everything in sight. Keep it. Soph is like, your Botox appointment is in 15 minutes. Hurry it the up. The fact that I like the plan though, I feel safe with the plan. And the PRF microneedling leaves you looking like a monster, where I would be less obvious and less scary to young children if I had a Halloween mask over my face, because your skin basically, first you look like you got beat up. Like I still actually have a little tiny bit of bruising under my eye, which Soph's in the room with me. So can we ask her about that when we go? I don't need bruising. I know factually I don't need on my face for my wedding day. But over the course of the next week or so, your skin just falls off. Like it just peels off, and it does not peel off like a sticker. Like a scratch and sniff lottery ticket. It peels off in, it takes several days. It looks scary. And I remember this story, and I can't believe I've never told you guys this. In partnership with David's Bridal, on This Week in Wedding Planning News, I had what I can only describe as a soft spiral. Nothing dramatic, just one of those, why am I suddenly stressed about dresses I don't even need yet? I ended up on David's Bridal's website, my comfort website during these times, looking for inspo, and I saw elevated designers, cute silhouettes, stuff I could actually see myself wearing for multiple occasions. And then it hit me. Oh yeah, every 1 in 3 wedding dresses in the United States comes from David's Bridal. Obviously, they know what they're doing. They've been dressing brides for 75 plus years, and honestly, it shows. Plus, they have 190 plus stores, which makes everything feel way less intimidating. I booked a free in-store appointment and immediately felt calmer. Anyway, if you're in your bridal era or about to be, trust me, sloots, book your free appointment, stop by in store, or shop online at davidsbridal.com. Well-being doesn't have to be a routine. Sometimes it's just feeling grounded when you walk into a room. Pure's Well-Being collection makes that simple with fragrances that are intentional, fluid, restorative, balanced, and smart. So your home can feel calm, cozy, or refreshed right when you need it. Discover the collection at pura.com/moods. Sloots, I have always been about optimizing my time, my energy, and my overall bandwidth. And sure, there is something serendipitous and really cute about running into your soulmate at the grocery store, but I don't go to the grocery store and I don't have time to be frequenting one. You know what I mean? And in the new year, like Kylie Jenner said, it's the year of realizing stuff, the moments where you feel yourself becoming who you really are. That's what I love about the dating app Field. It's free from ads, completely independent, and built for curious, playful, open-minded people. Field doesn't gatekeep connection. There's no algorithm telling you what you should want. The only person who gets to decide that is you. And the Field community is famous for change. In fact, 62% of members say their sexuality, interests, or desires evolve within their first year on the app. In a space with no pressure to be anything, who might you become? There's also no fast swipe culture here. You can take your time, revisit profiles, and actually sit with the traction. With over 20 sexuality and gender identities, room for friendship, and features like shared desires that show what you have in common right away, Field makes honesty feel natural. Download Field, spelled F-E-E-L-D, on the App Store or Google Play. I went to my friend's birthday. And there was a dinner, and then we went to the club after, and I was with Allie. And the next day, Allie and I were just so hungover. I probably looked like this, maybe a tiny bit better. I was single and I gave a fuck. And I was like, who knows who you can meet out at brunch? Then Allie and I went to Soho, and we were like, we don't have a reservation. Sunday brunch when it's hot out and warm out in Soho, New York, without a reservation is not the easiest thing to do. So we went to not Bagatelle. That would have been another party. We did go to, I think we ended up at Balthazar, but we tried to go, where's the place with the bagels? The famous one. Sidell's. They were like, get the fuck out. Allie and I literally tried to go to Sidell's like 18 times. And they're always like, so you guys show up at 3 p.m. That's another thing. Allie and I think that brunch starts at 3 p.m. And all these restaurants are like, brunch is over and dinner has not yet started. Please go away because we're closed. We decided to try St. Ambrose. And I'm walking and this guy starts yelling like, Sofia, come here, Sofia. And I'm looking around and I don't see anyone I recognize. Okay. And then I see this dude, have never seen him in my life. And I will put my hand on the Bible and swear to God, I had never seen this man. He's looking directly at me. He's like waving his hand. He's like, Sofia, come over here, which I went over there like an obedient little girl. I don't know what else do you do in that situation? Like in the off chance, he's my fiance's best man that I met in a blackout state. Like, I don't know. So I walk over to this guy and I look at the table and there is I cannot call him my ex-boyfriend. There is a guy who I have a history with who, when I didn't even live in New York yet, you guys, 21, if that, I started hooking up with this guy who lived in New York. So for the purposes of the story, we're calling him my ex. My ex is sitting at the table with a Real Housewives of New York cast member, maybe the most popular one, on his lap. And she is melting into their mimosas. And now that I've had PRF done, I am like, the fact that this Real Housewife decided to go to a very public brunch outside, mind you. Like this sun, if I decided to step foot outside post microneedling in that 1 week window where your skin is like rawer than a newborn's, this sun could quite literally penetrate my bones. Like my bones could have gotten a sunburn. So the fact that she is sitting there in the middle of the day. The sun is beaming down. She's wearing, thank God, or I would have to call the police for her safety. She is wearing a ginormous sun hat. And the brim of this sun hat like goes out to here. So I'm standing at this table. There's my ex to my right with a Real Housewife of New York on his lap. She's literally melting. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting in and of itself. To my left is a random blonde dude who is like, Sofia, we met last night at the birthday party. And I was like, I do not remember you. I did not black out last night. And I think I would remember you. And my ex says, Sofia, oh my God, like long time. How have you been? This housewife starts asking, I think she asked it maybe 72 to 73 times. How do you guys know each other? How do you guys know each other? How do you know her? Kept asking it. Then the random dude that called me over does like a motion for me to bend down so he can whisper something in my ear. And I bend down so he can say it. And he goes, Sloots, I went from vaping for 5 years to chain smoking cigarettes to a nicotine routine that actually works and scratches that itch without feeling gross. In fact, I have a Quit with Jones in my mouth as we speak, and you would never know it. This year, I want nicotine routines that make you feel good, not guilty. Whether you're trying to quit or just cut back, Jones makes it easier to actually follow through. Nicotine spikes and cravings can derail progress fast, and Jones helps you stay on top of withdrawals so you can build healthier habits and stick with them. Jones offers science-backed, FDA-approved nicotine mints. No smoke, no pouch, no vapor, and no hidden chemicals. Just a discreet mint that can double your chances of quitting. Double. They also create a personalized step-down plan proven to lower your nicotine intake over time. And when cravings hit, which usually only last about 60 seconds, Jones helps you ride them out without sneaking away or feeling awkward. If your New Year's resolution is to quit, or even just to use nicotine in a healthier way, check out Quit with Jones. Visit quitwithjones.com/Sofia to take their free quiz and use code Sofia to get 15% off your personalized quitting journey. That's quitwithjones.com/Sofia. Taking back control starts now. Thanks to Quit with Jones for sponsoring this episode. Just a heads up, the mints contain nicotine, which is an addictive chemical. Jones is FDA approved and available for those that are 18 and older. It's been a total game changer and lifesaver for me, and the mints are tiny. This episode is sponsored by RHONY. Seeking healthcare isn't just about physical health. It affects how we show up at work, in our relationships, and how we feel about ourselves. When it comes to weight loss, a lot of people feel stuck. They're doing the right things, but nothing's changing, and getting help can feel overwhelming. That's where RHONY steps in. GLP-1s can be life-changing, but people often assume they're too expensive or that insurance won't cover them. RHONY clears up the guesswork. Their free insurance checker lets you know if you're covered for GLP-1s on RHONY. You just submit your insurance card and they handle the rest. A few days later, you get a clear report so you can decide what makes sense for you. And if you're not covered or don't have insurance, RHONY still offers more affordable FDA-approved cash pay options that ship straight to your door. If you move forward, you'll qualify through an online medical visit and have ongoing support from a provider. Over 1 million people have already trusted RHONY to check their coverage for free. go to RHO.co/Sofia for your free insurance check. That's RHO.co/Sofia to see if your insurance covers GLP-1s for free. Go to RHO.co/safety for boxed warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. Last night, you told me that you like to fuck animals. Okay, so no, I didn't. No, I didn't. But also, the circus and situation that this was, I have this guy telling me that, swearing up and down that I told him last night that I like to fuck animals, and then he really rubbed it in. He was like, oh yeah, you were telling everybody. I was like, no, I wasn't. I was not running around telling random civilians at this birthday party of 200 people that I like to fuck animals. No, I wasn't, but okay. He's trying to convince me that I was telling people that. I have my ex to my right who also wants me dead, hates me, okay? And then a housewife who is literally like, how do you guys know each other? Because I think they are now dating. And with a sun hat that you would only see at a horse derby, okay? And even bigger than that, face melting. And I was like, okay, this was a glitch in the matrix. This was a glitch in the simulation that I am living in. I'm just gonna keep it going because there's no processing to be done. It's just one of those things that all together makes less than 0 cents. And no, I wasn't telling people that I like to fuck animals. Nice try. Also, what? Of all the things I would be saying drunk at a birthday party, I say crazy shit. That one I don't see just being the thing I'm bragging about. Anyways, so why was I talking about that? Because it was very clear this housewife had just had PRF done. I refuse to leave my house. It's crazy to think I'm gonna have to do it 2 or 3 more times in the next, I don't even know, not that many months. Dude, saying it out loud, it's that's not, you don't come back to your own table with Allie. It wasn't when Allie and I got to Balthazar and sat down and had a margarita, we looked at each other and we were like, okay, that makes sense. We were just looking at each other did what I think just happened and what I think was just said go down? And did we run into so-and-so, who's my ex? And was that our favorite Real Housewife of New York sitting on his lap, melting into her mimosa? Okay, cool. Great. She's wearing white on white, and she is about to discuss her update on her bridal era in partnership with David's Bridal. I am so excited as the wedding is coming closer and closer and closer, and I feel like I have a good hold on everything, but I don't at all at the same time, which I think is a very normal way to feel as the wedding inches closer. What I do know is I know what my wedding dress is going to look like. I know that I do not look good in stark white, and I actually look much better in a pearl or eggshell or whatever the other colors are. And there's a lot of shades of white, by the way. I just needed to pop up off the couch to let you know. There's pink undertones, and there's a lot. And I know what kind of fabric. And I am now starting to put together all of these events that lead up to the wedding. And I'm like, do I need to stick with a theme, or can I just go the complete opposite and go crazy? I am going to do whatever I want. That's what I'm going to do. And that's what I think all brides should do, is to dress at your bridal shower, at your reception dinner, at your welcome event, at your bachelorette. I don't think it all needs to stay within the same vibe. So now that I'm clear on the wedding dress, it's like I can now streamline all of the other 783 dresses that are necessary in a bridal era. And it's not that everything needs to be so matchy-matchy, but I think it's kind of nice if there's like at least one through line. And David's Bridal is perfect for that. I've talked about the 8 dress edit before. David's Bridal has all of the dresses for every step of the way of your wedding planning journey. And it will help you pick a dress based on the aesthetic and the exact need. So I highly suggest you go to davidsbridal.com to book a free appointment to shop online, or you can just stop by in store. And David's Bridal is my next husband. I love him so much, but I will never be getting a divorce ever. I've decided lace. I was maybe going to go Mikado. I was maybe going to go frisé, fruché, frou-frou, all the 98 other types of fabric, but lace. It's always been lace. I didn't think I was going to be that bride, and I thought I was going to keep it fairly simple, but there's just no way around it. There is just no way around it. So we have the lace. It matches perfectly with not only just the destination, but also me. And it just brings out my features, which is weird because you would think not lace or a less busy quote unquote pattern would maybe highlight the face, but everybody's different. And so now that I have that kind of figured out, and we know it's definitely La Dolce Vita vibe, now I can go into all of the other dresses that need to be figured out ASAP. Some of them I do have figured out, a lot of them I don't. And I can kind of bring in that same aesthetic. Not all the way, but partly. I think it's good to kind of have a theme. My fiance has no clue about the lace. 0. But you know what? I've always wondered this, sloots, and I would love for everyone to let me know. How much do you let your future husband know about the dress? Because, like, I know women will scroll through and be like, do you like this dress? Do you like this dress out of a magazine? I don't know how much I'm supposed to, like, keep him in the dark, but apparently I don't need to keep it that big of a secret because I'm telling you guys. But yeah, lace it is, and maybe I'll keep the rest a little private, but there will be a train. Most likely it will be not a ball gown, but it also won't be a mermaid. And that's all I've got, you guys. And for every dress that you are looking for, whether you're about to be a bride or a wife or a flower girl or a guest at a wedding, David's Bridal has got you. And then some. They have dresses for every occasion, every aesthetic, and I cannot recommend them enough. So go to davidsbridal.com and shop online, or book your free appointment, or just stop by in store, and David's Bridal has got you. And now back to the episode. Thank you, David's Bridal. So, okay, that's for the face. I think we have the face covered. It's very insane just how many different procedures and like tweaks you can do to your face. And it's a bit overwhelming. And I'm just gonna be of the notion like less is more. I'm gonna try to do the least amount possible and remember what I look like when a makeup artist has touched my face, because that can just completely change the whole fucking thing. And a hairstylist, etc. This is what I really, really want to ask the sloots about. Yes, I do want you guys to tell me your not filler experience, because I know I'm asking for horror stories, but like if there's a version of getting filler that you guys loved. Also, the sculpture thing, I'm very like intrigued by. But I think sculpture just makes you rebuild collagen. It's not going to like bring fat loss back. This is what I really want the sloots to tell me is scar removal on the legs. Because scar removal basically anywhere else on your body, it's like PRF will handle it. There's lasers, etc. But like my scarring specifically, I mean, I have more than one scars, but it's the scars that I have up my shin bone that I've had, you know, like a couple doctors be like, that is going to be near impossible to tackle. Okay, like maybe 2 estheticians have told me that. I feel like there has to be something that could be done. But I know like that area, like the skin is so thin and it's like literally up against your bone. Why do I have scars all over my legs? From years of just being a clumsy person and falling, being a belligerent person and falling, playing sports and falling. I did play sports, I will have you know. But my 2 scars that are kind of crazy, I have one on my, like near my elbow that I got from when I fell off my bike when I was little. And then if you're not watching me on YouTube, I mean, I'm showing you my scar on my ankle. If that's not a subscription warranted kind of reveal, I don't know what is. This also looks crazy because I did get a tiny bit of PRF on it. This scar on my ankle is like the most intense scar that I have. And I'll post a picture of it. Don't you guys worry. And it's ugly and I hate it. And I am going to send Ali Asmar, one of my nearest and dearest, closest friends on the planet, the bill. Because this scar on my ankle, you would think like someone took a hacksaw and like was trying to amputate my left foot. This was created by a stiletto heel on Allie's foot in Las Vegas. This scar that you guys are seeing was created by a heel of a high heel at XS Club in Viva Las Vegas. And it was Allie. And basically what happened is we were in this packed club in our little club dresses and huge sky-high heels. And I think that someone pushed us or something. And we kind of just like latched onto each other for like stability. And somewhere in that mess, her heel went through my ankle. So then wish I would have like handled it then and there. You know, like I wish what people say about scarring is like immediately put bioderma, whatever that shit is, on the scar, and like you kind of have to take care of it as it's healing. I didn't do that, but what I did do is I'm bleeding out on the floor of the club, and I get the promoter who had just let us in. I see him and I grab him and I'm like, listen, he looks down at my foot and he's like, holy shit. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really know what to do. Like, I don't need to like see a doctor. And he's like, I know exactly what you need. He takes me over to this table because that's exactly what you would think, right? Like, no band-aid, no, here's like, go in the back for this little tool safety kit with like, give you some gauze. He leads me to this table full of dudes and he says, this is a plastic surgeon conference. There is a plastic surgery conference happening in Las Vegas. And he's like, all of these guys are plastic surgeons, and I'm sure one of them will take care of you. And it's not like we're in the club. These plastic surgeons are 20 shots deep and like, foaming at the mouth and like holding up bottles of Dom Perignon. Like, let's get fucked up. So I'm pleading my case. I'm like going around to just individual doctors and saying, wait, can you just look at my ankle that's literally bleeding out probably onto your shoe now? And this really nice guy was like, oh my God, that looks really bad. Let's go up to my suite and take care of it. I believed him, in that moment. And I was really ready to just, anyone that wanted to give me even just like a little square of toilet paper, I was going to be happy with. Also, the line for the bathroom was maybe 50 girls long. And I was just like, okay. So Allie and I proceed to go to this plastic surgeon's penthouse suite. And I can't remember what hotel the Excess Club is in, one of the big Vegas hotels. And the doors open up. It's like this sprawling, huge suite. And I'm like, you're staying in here by yourself? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. And he starts making us a drink. And I'm like, so if I could just get like a napkin, just like a cloth, like a paper towel, can you just lead me in the direction of the bathroom? He makes us a drink. And he looks at my ankle and he's like, wow, that's really bad. Like, we should probably, like, at the very least, wrap it up. And I'm like, why am I up here? Like, did you not say that you were going to help me? Are you not a doctor? This is kind of in the plastic surgery realm. Like, this is going to leave a huge scar. He ended up giving me, I think, a Band-Aid. Or calling down to the front desk to bring a Band-Aid. And then he offered Allie and I $1,000 each to go down on us. That's not a joke. Like, not even to go down on him, but just so he could go down on one of us, $1,000 each. And I was broke and I did ponder it for like 30 seconds. I'm not going to lie. And then I was like, I don't think so. And then Allie was like, you know what? Let me give you a haircut instead. Gives this guy a haircut. And then we all just go back to the club on our merry way. I'm actually like still okay friends with this plastic surgeon. And I'll ask him questions every now and then. And he'll be like, it's all Photoshop. Come to Chicago. I'm going to take care of you. This guy also like he went to Stanford. And I'm like, you went to Stanford, you performed plastic surgery, and you're handing me a Band-Aid. Okay, dope. Yeah, so if you have any scar removal recommendations for tricky spots like the lower half of your legs or your ankle, please let me know. I will keep you guys posted on anything and everything I decide to get done. I'll keep you posted on my wedding dress. I'll keep you posted on the 5 other dresses that will be needed for the weekend. I try to give you guys a wedding update every single week, and it's like I can't keep track of everything. And I just remembered another question that I have for my sloots. It's like you guys are just my go-to people when I need to get to the bottom of something. Oh, I was looking at Ella Rose's Instagram profile, who I'm obsessed with. I think she's so pretty and I love her like whole aesthetic. And I saw that she had hired, and I guess this is very common, brides will hire a wedding stylist for their wedding. I didn't even know that existed. I didn't even know that was like a thing. And I was kind of thinking about maybe looking into getting someone just because I'm so busy. But then, you guys, and I trust the girl at Mark Ingram more than basically anyone. Yes. She let me know. I asked her, like, okay, do you think I should hire a wedding stylist? And she straight up was like, no. And she said, that's more for people who legitimately have no clue what looks good on their body, have no idea if they want to wear, a parka or a tank top that day to leave their house. Like, she said that's when they come in handy, and that I had enough of an idea that, like, it might not be the most necessary at this point. And I feel like I'm close. Like, I feel like I'm close to being able to at least get the main dresses down for my wedding weekend. Another thing that we just solidified literally is we are gonna have the wedding at a venue that is gorgeous, amazing, beautiful. I'm not a really big fan. I probably shouldn't be saying it, of Chrissy Teigen. I didn't like the whole bullying thing. I didn't like the DM that she sent to that girl saying to kill herself or whatever. I'm not down with that. And ever since that came to fruition, it's like, I don't like cancel culture. Hi, I've been canceled. I did not get canceled for saying something like that. In fact, I didn't really get canceled for saying anything really at all. I was actually mute when I was canceled and leading up to it. But Chrissy Teigen got married at this venue. It's stunning. It's beautiful. We're still going to have like the other activities that we already were planning on doing that weekend. But we were kind of trying to pull off Mission Impossible and use this villa that has never thrown a party like the size of our wedding party, which is going to be 150, close to. And we were trying to have a platform flown in and just figure out like the infrastructure and a marquee, and has to get to like the top of the freaking mountain. And so now that I know the day of the wedding will be at a venue who has put on 70 trillion events and is like, they're built for this. That's what they do. That was like a huge load off. That by itself made me feel way better. Once I have the dress solidified, I'm going to be feeling pretty good. For real. But sloots, please bear with me. Please let me know the scar thing, if a bridal stylist like really helped you. And I guess that's it. I guess I'm going to go get my Botox right now. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.